In that last video, I mentioned one way that I felt like our wealth is being stolen from us, or at least potentially. And the context was social media scrolling and how that's separating us from real situations that actually provide true value to people. And I think what's going on there is pretty simple. The real is being replaced by the artificial. And this is happening across the board. And it's kind of scary. There's so many examples of this. But today I got an example of how our wealth has been stolen in the past. And it's probably an ongoing thing. I got some stuff here to show you guys just for fun. But yesterday I was looking up asset prices. And I realized that gold has doubled in price over a very short period of time. It's very weird. And it got me thinking, man, about a lot of things, about the value of the dollar. We work for dollars, we get paid in dollars. If you go work, you get a paycheck, it's dollars. And then you have to do something with those dollars. You put it in a savings account, you put it in a checking account, you can invest in index funds, you can buy gold, buy silver, of course, things like that. But yeah, the dollar itself, always seems to be going down in value. And there's receipts that I've come across recently from 2 or 3 years ago. And the items on those receipts are double what they were then now. It's crazy. So the inflation numbers are not even real. Like, just throwing that out there. But I'm going to show you this. This is it's a quarter, right? This is an example of how we've been stolen from already, I believe. The value, generally speaking, people's value in their money, in their currency, has been basically stolen from them. That is a 1940s quarter. Looks like a regular quarter, and it was back then. Up until 1964, these things had 90% silver in them. To buy a quarter like that today at a coin shop or something, just based on the price of silver, not the numismatic, like collector's value, whatever, just based on the price of the silver in the coin, this would be like over $8 today. I don't even know at the current price, but it's between 8 and 9 to buy this. 25 cents, over $8. That's wild. Now, this blew my mind. Think about this. In the 60s, you could walk into a store, spend 25 cents, give them a paper dollar, and they would give you 3 of these back. 3 silver quarters, 90% silver quarters, back in change. Now you're walking around with a pocket full of silver. And today that would be what? Probably $25, $26 worth of silver in your pocket, right? And that's the change from a dollar, from one paper bill. It's wild, dude. Wild. So it just blows the mind, man. It makes you think about it. I think overall, people would have had to have been more wealthy then, just based on the fact that they're walking around with silver. And there was even gold coins, if you get far enough back. They had a lot more value, but there were gold coins. Now, I'll show you this. This is cool because you can own this. You can own this with no paperwork, but this is a silver round, right? This is an Aztec Silver round is what this is called. It's kind of a cool design. This is the Aztec calendar is what they call it. It's really called the sunstone though, historically, but these are pretty cool design. And when I bought this, it was probably $26. And I know I'm touching it. I always pull one of these out and I just kind of handle it and hang out with it and whatever. However the patina works out on it, it's cool. It's good to do that with one of them. Plus it was only like $26. Probably worth like 50 now though. Here's a sunshine mint bar. This is another thing you can own, right? You can own this and you hold it. You could put it in a safe. You could put it in a safe deposit box. You could probably bury it, but you have to be kind of careful how you do that, to protect the metal from the elements. But the whole idea is that was real and people really had that. And now what we have is numbers on a screen. You can go buy things, but increasingly you can buy less things with those same numbers on the screen. So it's just interesting to me, man. I just, you make of that what you will. Let me know what you think in the comments on it. But it seems like more and more we're being given fake, artificial, if you want to call it, maybe not fake, but artificial replacements for things that are real. This is real, you know? I don't have a dollar bill, but that's just a piece of paper. You know what I mean? If there's no faith in it, it doesn't mean anything. So it's just something to think about. And I've noticed this with other things too, like, you know, even like dating, right? People complain about the dating world today, and I don't blame it. Like, I understand, it seems crazy. I've been married for quite a while. I met my wife in real life, right? You know, but the dating situation now is a whole different game. It's like, I guess you scroll through or whatever. It's probably like ordering something off a menu. You know, it's kind of weird. It kind of dehumanizes people, and I think it cheapens the experience. Now, I'm not saying that that it couldn't work out. You know what I mean? That two people couldn't meet each other and have a meaningful relationship and get married and live a good, fruitful life. It probably works out sometimes. But I also understand how for some people, this is going to, you know, diminish the quality of the interactions that you have. You know what I mean? Like, because you have all these options, right, that you think you have online. That's a whole nother conversation, but that's an example of where it's almost artificially propped up. It's almost like presented as this thing that's like, here, you get into this app and you can find all these, you know, people or whatever, and you can just choose whatever based on the parameters. And so I could see where that's really frustrating for a lot of people nowadays. I don't envy people having to date nowadays. Not saying it's impossible though. Definitely don't give up hope, right? Yeah, but that's just, you know, just some food for thought, man. I just, it struck me. I was like, dude, they took the silver. We had these in our pockets. Plus, so the dimes and the nickels and stuff. The nickels, I'm not sure the percentage. I think it was a different percentage. But, you know, there was silver in all the coins. There was copper in the pennies until 1982. And then they changed that up. I don't know what's in the pennies now, but it's not worth the copper. If you look it up, I think the copper that it takes to make a penny is worth like 3 cents or something. So they stopped doing that a long time ago. But that was value. But it had some value, some melt value, right? And so it was, in a way, it was a form of money. Gold, silver, copper. What we have now is basically numbers on a screen, in a way, right? They're accounted for and everything, but then the valuation of those numbers is with inflation and things like that, and the devaluation of the dollar. I'm not getting into all that, you know, this is not the video for that. This is just to think about it. There was a time in America where, you know, you just had silver as money. And that time is no longer here. Make of it what you will. Let me know what you think in the comments. And call it a day. Catch you on the next one. I'm out.